There is a moment when you realize the loyalty you gave so freely was never about love. It was the lock on your cage. You stayed because you believed loyalty was strength. That commitment meant something sacred, that keeping your word defined who you were at your core. And they knew this about you. They saw it the first time you met, the way you honored your promises, the way you never abandoned anyone, the way you carried guilt like a stone in your chest whenever you thought about leaving. They studied you, and then they built the trap. This is not about weak people falling for manipulation. This is about the best parts of you being turned into weapons against yourself, your integrity, your compassion, your unwillingness to give up on people. These were not flaws. These were the qualities that made you human, made you trustworthy, made you someone worth knowing. But in the hands of a narcissist, your loyalty becomes their most effective tool. By the end of this video, you will see the invisible architecture of this trap. You will understand exactly how they used your own values to keep you imprisoned. And more importantly, you will learn how to dismantle this mechanism without them ever knowing you have seen through it. Because the way out is not loud, it is quiet, it is surgical, and it begins with seeing what they never wanted you to see. This manipulation has a name: loyalty bonding. It works like this. The narcissist identifies your core value system early. They watch how you talk about loyalty, how you react when others break promises, how you pride yourself on being someone who never quits. They listen when you say things like, "I would never abandon someone I care about," or, "When I commit fully." And then they begin the engineering. They create situations where leaving would make you the betrayer, where walking away would violate everything you believe about yourself. They position themselves as the victim of everyone else's disloyalty. They tell you stories about people who abandoned them, who gave up too easily, who were not strong enough to stay. And slowly, unconsciously, you internalize a belief that leaving them would make you just like those people, that your loyalty is being tested, that staying is proof of your character. This is not love asking you to stay. This is architecture, psychological infrastructure designed to make your own values imprison you. They are not holding you captive. You are, with your own hands, using your own beliefs as the chains. You remember the night you almost left. You had your hand on the door. Your bag was packed. Every cell in your body was screaming to walk out and never look back. The evidence was overwhelming. The lies, the coldness, the way they made you feel small and confused and wrong about your own reality. But then they said it. "Everyone else gave up on me. I thought you were different." And something broke inside you. Not them. You. You put the bag down. You sat back on the edge of the bed. You felt that familiar weight settle into your chest, the weight of being the person who stays, the person who does not quit, the person who proves loyalty means something in a world where everyone walks away too easily. You told yourself you were being strong, but here is what was actually happening. You were choosing your identity over your safety. You were choosing the story you told yourself about who you are over the reality of what was being done to you. You were not staying for them. You were staying for the version of yourself you could not afford to lose. The loyal one, the committed one, the one who never abandons anyone, and they knew it. They knew that button existed. They installed it themselves. And now they were pressing it whenever you got too close to freedom. This was not love keeping you there. This was identity imprisonment. Here is the first mechanism they use: intermittent reinforcement of your loyalty value. Picture this. Every time you think about leaving, they remind you of one moment when you stayed and things got better. One time when your loyalty was rewarded. One conversation where they seemed to see you, to appreciate you, to need you in a way that felt real. This is not accident. This is variable reward scheduling, the same mechanism that makes gambling addictive. You never know when the next reward is coming. So you keep playing, keep investing, keep staying. They give you just enough proof that your loyalty matters to keep you believing the next breakthrough is one more chance away. One more conversation, one more month, one more sacrifice, and your brain becomes wired to chase that feeling. The feeling of being the one who stayed when it mattered, the one whose loyalty finally broke through, the one who was strong enough to endure. But here is the truth. The reward never increases. The intervals just get longer, and the cost of staying gets higher. While you wait for validation that your loyalty meant something, you are spending your life as the entry fee. The second mechanism is even more insidious. Sunk cost manipulation. They make you believe that leaving now would mean all the loyalty you already gave was wasted, that walking away would erase the meaning of every sacrifice you made, every time you stayed when you wanted to go, every time you forgave when you should have walked, every piece of yourself you gave up to prove you were committed. Think of it like this. You are standing in front of a slot machine. You have already put in 1,000 coins. You have won nothing. But the machine whispers to you, the jackpot is coming. All those coins you spent will mean something. Just one more. Just stay a little longer. So you stay. Not because the odds improved, but because leaving would mean admitting those 1,000 coins bought you nothing but the permission to lose more. This is how they trap you in the past, by making your future conditional on redeeming what you already spent. Your loyalty becomes a debt you owe to your own history, and they become the only person who can validate that the price you paid meant something. Listen to me carefully. Your loyalty was never the problem. The problem was giving it to someone who saw it as a resource to extract, not a gift to honor. You are not weak for staying. You are not broken for believing. You are not foolish for hoping that your commitment would be met with the same respect you gave. These qualities that they exploited are the same qualities that make you capable of real connection, real love, real partnership, but not with them, because they were never confused about what they were doing. They knew loyalty mattered to you. They knew you would carry guilt. They knew you would choose your identity as a loyal person over your need to be treated with basic dignity. And they used that knowledge deliberately. This is your wake-up moment. The moment you realize that loyalty without reciprocity is not love, it is self-abandonment. And staying to prove you are not the kind of person who gives up is the same as leaving yourself behind to save a version of yourself that only exists in their trap. You cannot be loyal to someone and yourself at the same time when that someone requires your destruction as proof. Here is how you leave, without them knowing you are leaving. You stop defending your loyalty. When they accuse you of giving up, you do not argue. You do not prove you are committed. You just go quiet. Let them think they won that argument. Let them believe you will stay forever, because you are not leaving emotionally anymore. You are leaving logistically. You build your exit in silence. You secure your finances. You find your own space. You reconnect with people they isolated you from. You do this without announcements, without ultimatums, without giving them time to recalibrate the trap. You stop feeding the loyalty narrative. When they say, "Everyone left me," you do not take the bait. You do not say, "I will never leave you." You say nothing. You let the silence do the work. And here is the most important part. You redefine loyalty. Real loyalty is not staying with someone who harms you. Real loyalty is staying true to your own worth, your own safety, your own future. They taught you that leaving was betrayal, but staying was the real betrayal of yourself. Your loyalty was never meant to be a cage. It was meant to be a bridge between two people who honored it equally. They turned it into chains. Now you know how. And knowing is the first fracture in the trap. The way out is not dramatic, it is deliberate, it is quiet. And it starts the moment you decide that being loyal to yourself matters more than proving your loyalty to someone who weaponized it. You are not the betrayer for leaving, you were the betrayed for staying. Subscribe to the channel and do not stop at this video. They are still using tricks you have not noticed. The next video will show you how they do it. And once you see it, you will never see people the same way again.